What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Now, in today's video, we're not really going to be doing any webcam or anything. Simply put, I have a little bit of a headache, but I still wanted to get today's video out, so I thought if I keep the lights off from my ring light and just record the audio, we might still be able to get a video out in time. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Karl Jacobs recently getting exposed by Twitter being, well, Twitter, and why I don't believe that Karl should have actually even responded to the situation, because it wasn't that big of a deal and it was just people over-exaggerating once again. So to start us off, 2 days ago at 5:42 p.m. on April 30th, 2021, Karl had posted over on Twitter stating the following: "After my stream the other day, I felt like I wasn't able to express how I felt correctly and that it wasn't the best format for me to respond in. So I wanted to make a formal apology here where I can more explicitly express myself in an organized format. That way I can make sure I say things the right way, since then I have taken the time to educate myself and do my best to hear people's concerns. Recently, some people have come forward with discomfort about me being in a stream with an old Twitch streamer named Poseidon a few years ago. This is a completely justified concern because Poseidon made very controversial, offensive, and all types of content that I absolutely don't support. Poseidon for a long time was one of the largest people on Twitch, and back then, I was genuinely someone that looked up to Twitch as my clear passion in life, so I followed and watched everyone that was at the top of Twitch. I know that a lot of them definitely weren't good people or aren't now, and I should have been more conscious of that in the past. I understand that is from absolutely a place of privilege, which is something I have actively learned from. Just to explain how I ended up on his stream, however, he was doing an IRL stream in my city when I lived there, and when I had the ability to show up on one of the biggest streamers' streams at that point, I decided to show up where he was streaming uninvited. I do sincerely apologize, as I have for a while now understood that this could be viewed as an endorsement. I don't endorse any of his actions, and I stopped watching his content a long time ago. I'm extremely sorry for anyone that heard that we had met in the past and was impacted in a negative way by hearing that. I never want anyone to feel uncomfortable in this community or to have doubts on who I am as a person. I also want to talk about a clip of me on Miskiff's stream explaining why I had been in Miskiff's chat log saying CX, which is a reference to Poseidon, much more recently than any time I had ever watched Poseidon's content. In this clip, I explained that I was probably typing it in a way to reference when a video game character on the screen had a large nose. When Poseidon used to be one of the biggest streamers, other streamers jokingly picked on him for having a larger nose, and I didn't realize this could come across in any way as racially charged, or charged with any form of anti-Semitism, as I just use it as a joke about Poseidon. I have been educated recently on why this could be hurtful to Jewish people, and that it was never at all my intention, so I am very sorry. I mostly want to get across that I am genuinely sorry to anyone I have affected. I know that it is important to lead anyone that follows me as a mascot of positivity and comfort, and part of that is acknowledging when I make mistakes and apologizing for them. I promise to show change beyond just exclaiming that I won't let things like this happen again, because I want everyone in this community to feel comfortable being a part of it. And first things first, when even reading that, I felt like I was the one apologizing, just because saying it out loud in a YouTube video makes you feel like you're the one apologizing for some reason. But I do want to mention something right off the bat with this actual apology on Twitter. So something about this apology that makes no sense at all to me is the fact that he had to apologize for, well, being on another streamer's stream back in like 2017, and it may even have been way before 2017, but he had to apologize because of the fact that he was on the background of a stream sniping someone who is seen nowadays as controversial. And I think that that's just kind of like stupid in general. Like, if I hang out with someone, let's say I was best friends with, I don't know, insert exposed person here. Let's say I was best friends with that person in the past, they get exposed for something, and then I'm no longer friends with that person. Someone goes and finds a clip from like 2014 where I made a video with that person who got exposed, and then I have to make an apology because of, oh, hey, I talked to this guy back in like 2014, he's a bad person now, time to make my apology, oopsie, I messed up, guys. Besides the point that he even had to apologize for this, another thing I find interesting about the apology is this specific line, which you can see on screen right now. In case you're listening to the video video in the background, I'll quickly say what it says. I know that a lot of them definitely weren't good people or aren't now, and I should have been more conscious about that in the past. Now, I understand not being conscious of someone being a bad person in the past, and now you're like a little bit more conscious of, oh hey, this person might not be the best person to watch or hang out with. However, how are you going to be more conscious that someone isn't going to be a good person in the future in the past? Because that's kind of like how this is. Maybe it's poorly worded and I'm thinking about it the wrong way, but it kind of sounds like, oh hey, I know these people weren't good back then or weren't good now, and I should have been more conscious that they weren't going to be good nowadays back then in the past before they weren't good. Something along those lines. Maybe I'm just overreading it a little too much, but besides that, let's go to what Ice Poseidon had to say as a response. Ice Poseidon said the following: so Karl is causing a witch hunt against me in front of millions of people because he hung out with me on a YouTube stream when he was a fan, yet I'm still banned on Twitch, lol. I can't believe he doubled down on this. Karl, here's some advice since you're young. You are letting your fans who do not have your best interests shame you into apologizing for something you shouldn't have to apologize for, whilst indirectly causing a witch hunt. I remember you said you looked up to me, so can you at least do me a favor and be a man? We went through the same stuff. Heed my advice or your toxic fans will continue to push the boundaries until it's too late. It happened to me. If there's anyone you owe an apology to, it's me for the emotional harm you and your viewers are causing me for no reason. With all that said, I am not a bad person. In fact, I have done a lot of good in this industry, probably inspired your favorite streamer, who knows. I pushed the boundaries, but I've learned from it. So if you're a fan of me, please help me show these stands the good I've done with examples. By the way, I streamed on YouTube, Karl, not Twitch when you sniped me. Also, tryhard has always had a negative connotation on Twitch way before me. Take some accountability, sorry man. Okay, no more needs to be said about this stuff, it is childish as hell. Now, based on how Ice Poseidon actually worded this response, it was definitely emotional, but also some people may see this as potentially manipulative. The reason I say this is because he stated the following: if there's anyone you owe an apology to, it's me for the emotional harm you and your viewers are causing me for no reason. This just kind of sounds like baity in a way to me. I don't know, maybe it's just because like I've heard how like people have tried manipulating others by saying stuff in these specific type of wordings, but maybe it's just, you know, Ice Poseidon being emotional about the situation, because in his brain and in his mindset, and I believe, I haven't really watched him in a long time, but I can contest that people definitely watched him way back then in like 2017, even if he did some really shady and dumb stuff. But he may have changed. I don't know what he does nowadays. He could have changed, and this is just him being emotional because people, you know, are trying to witch hunt him based on other people's apologies. And actually, speaking of witch hunting, something I also noticed is that people are going through content creators, figuring out if they followed Ice Poseidon on Twitter, and then basically trying to expose everyone that followed Ice Poseidon. People are being like, how dare you, like Skeppy or other people who are following Ice Poseidon. I can't believe you would do this. You need to please unfollow him or else I'm not watching your content ever again. Stuff like that. And that's the thing. It's like, these YouTubers, these content creators probably follow a million other content creators and they don't even talk to half of them. Just because they follow someone who's done something controversial in the past doesn't mean that they even know what's going on, nor should they be canceled for talking to that creator in the past. Because if I do something bad, I don't want my friends trying to get exposed because they know me and they've talked to me before, and if my friends do something bad, I don't need people trying to get me exposed simply because I talked to that person or I know that person before. Let one person's drama, if they even have drama, stay towards that person, because in my opinion, this is like one of the bad parts of cancel culture. Just because you hung out with someone does not mean you should be canceled for simply hanging out with that person because that person you're hanging out with eventually did something bad. But with that said, my name's FireMonkey. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this video. Do you think Karl Jacobs really should have apologized for this? In my opinion, he shouldn't have, because at the end of the day, this wasn't even his drama. This was related to another streamer. But with that said, my name's FireMonkey, and I will see you champs and champettes next time with another video. Peace out.